This is just insane. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is an insane amount of work.
We're Tom and Autumn. At the beginning of this year, we quit our jobs to work on our street food business full time. And when we weren't working during the summer, planned to travel the world. We bought our tickets to India, packed up our house, and then I think we all know what happened next. With the repeated lockdown and the virus spreading across the world, we started to get the idea that we wouldn't be able to go anywhere soon, and decided to use our savings to buy a little house that needed a lot of work instead. This is our Victorian renovation story.
Hello, and welcome back. We have a few things happening at the house today. The boys are just loading up the back of the van. Very exciting stuff is that we're attempting to put a window in. Now, we've had a discussion with our builder. We've asked him how much it would be to add all the windows. He's given us a quote. Tom and his dad want to give it a crack themselves first, and our builder's very kindly said that if we screw it all up, he's happy to step in. So we're gonna give it a go. Not making any promises that this week is the installation week, but we shall see. We are at the house. Let me show you what's been done so far. I don't know why we clean, because every time I come back, it's chaos and I'm sad again, but let me show you the loft and what's been done so far, and all of these lovely new walls that we have built. If you saw the last video, we had a big crack in the wall and we had to take that wall down, and we were so convinced the other wall could survive, but it couldn't. That one had to come down as well because of the loft conversion. I think we're compromising on the structure or what was holding up the old wall, so they had to come down. New ones are going up. It's okay, it's part of the process. This is what I said about cleaning. We literally cleaned this section last Saturday, and this is what it looks like. So I think maybe the focus should just be getting the work done and then giving it a clean. It's taken me 3 weekends to realize this, but we're getting there. After knocking all the downstairs walls down, they've started building the new ones. They put the door in the wrong place over there. That will need to be the stairs, so it needs to be moved up there. But otherwise, making movements. The Velux windows are in. It's not picking up very well on camera, but there's so much light, and this is without either of the windows on the opposite side of the room being open. They're all boarded up, so I think we're going to get some pretty good light. So this window here will be going in the bathroom here, and then this window here is going to be going in this big boarded up area here. Looks as though the windows have come in one piece. Survived. And then I don't know if you saw that the panel we just brought in was clear, but the panel in the bathroom is frosted. We're going for frosted at the bottom and then a clear piece of glass at the top. This is because the bathroom can seem a bit dark. It's also self-facing. We want to get as much light in as possible. But as I said, Martin's going to give the window a crack himself first, so let me catch him in the act. What's step one to getting out a window, Martin?
So we're going to shove the render from around the outside, cut the nails and the screws into the wall. Just come out.
Got the crowbar?
Well, for choice, we've got two. Take your pick.
Oh, both. Always both. You can see me doing the hard jobs around here. Oh my god! Wow, that's so cool! Meanwhile, we need to finish this situation, which I won't let it beat me 2 weekends in a row. So in order to get started with the chimneys, all of these need to go upstairs. So that's what we're going to do now. Now, if you think I'm being a bit of a Debbie Downer about this whole chimney breast situation, you would be right. And I know I'm probably letting it get to me a little bit more than I should, but I want to show you the extent of the manual process that bricking up this chimney is. And actually this is a good thing to point out because maybe someone else has a better way of doing this, or maybe we're just being dumb. Effectively the chimney breast, it needs another brick of thickness, but not a full brick. It's like 50 mil instead of a standard brick size, which is 80, 100 mil, I don't know. It's ultimately the brick, a standard brick is too wide, so we can't use a standard brick. And they sell half bricks, as in lengthways split half, but they don't sell half width bricks. So let me show you what we're having to do. So firstly, lovely day. Did not realize it was so nice outside, but this is the process. You have to get a brick, which is too thick, and we have to hammer the brick down to the width we need.
So the best way to break a brick in half is to kind of chip away at the bit where it's got like an indent, and with the mallet, instead of going it vertically in, you want to have a bit of an angle. So when you start hitting away, it should just break away like that. There you have it, the right size brick to brick up a chimney.
Yes, so imagine 4 chimneys, and every single brick of every single chimney needs to be custom hit to size. So hopefully that's given a little bit of context as to why I'm so fuming that we have to brick up these chimney breasts, but it's what we've got to do. And so that's today's job. Let's get smashing. One way to get over the anger.
We basically need to brick this up. We thought there would be an easy way to do this. We thought maybe just put some concrete along here, but it just didn't seem to be sticking. Someone suggested putting PVA, but we found it was actually probably easier just to brick it up with bricks. You need 2 layer of bricks because for building control it may be a fire hazard. So what we've done so far is bricked all this up. Now we just got to do this bit and then 3 more times.
And don't judge us for our bricklaying. It doesn't need to be pretty or symmetrical. It just needs to be bricked.
So this was our second attempt. I'll show you our first attempt. So I think each time, look at this. It looks okay. And this was our first attempt. It literally looks like a 5-year-old's done it.
I don't think that's the problem. I think this bit is the problem. They're not even straight.
It's a wonky house, so.
True. Certainly not a perfect art, but the key thing is for fire safety, you can't have a gap in the wall, because if there's a fire downstairs, it could just travel up all the floors so easily. So it doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to be done. And then the plasterer came around yesterday, and ultimately we would be applying another round of cement and sand. But what we think we're going to do is instead just get plasterboard and cover it so we can have a perfectly flush finish. That is why now we're not caring quite so much if these bricks are perfectly flush. But I think if we had to comply with that on top of building up 4 walls, we'd lose our minds. So this is where we've come to as a sweet compromise.
I'm happy with that compromise, to be fair. It makes our job so much easier. And I think what we've learned right now is just make stuff simple, don't overcomplicate it.
Minimum effort, maximum reward. That is our tagline, I think. Probably would have been a good idea if we remembered this before we decided to do all the building work we have, but that's usually what we think, and that's what we're doing here.
So yeah, I definitely thought knocking out chimneys would be so much easier than this. I thought literally, so put a beam up, rip out the chimneys, plaster over, happy days, but this actually proved out more difficult than I thought.
I just don't know how there were so many additional steps that we didn't know about or no one seemed to flag to us before, but Isn't this part of the experience, learning as you go?
Exactly. And
this particular lesson has hurt. We don't like this lesson, but usually it's quite fun.
It's messed with our Gantt chart massively.
Not the Gantt chart.
But builders, if you recommend a different way, like a secure way to do this, please let us know.
If anybody does know of something different, or you've done something different, please let us know. We don't want to cut corners because ultimately we might want to rent this house out, and fire safety is not something we'd want to compromise on. But just if there's a better way that's compliant, please let us know because we're going crazy. I'm concerned about how we're going to get back to our floorboards after this. There is a mountain of dried concrete, but that is a problem for a future weekend. And if you're a brickie, I would recommend you don't watch this next bit, because in order to get through the little dregs of our cement, we are going freehand. We're just finding holes, rolling it into little poop balls and shoving it in. And there you go. Look at that.
I'm sorry, what is that rat tail that I've tied in my hair?
That's actually pretty damn neat. So here, little poop.
It literally looks like a poop.
Get a little fox poop and just rest it in and then push all the way down.
Wow, no more gaps.
Wow. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be plastered, and that's what counts. Shot put. Do you want to have a go?
Nah, it's alright.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We've cut the sill to the right length. That fits just perfectly. So tip, measure twice, cut once.
Nice.
Chisel this out so that we can rebake the window in a little bit more. The original window was literally on the facing wall. You need it a bit deeper. Just stop rain and wind getting in.
And she's in.
Need to hold the can upside down.
And what does this do?
Fills the gap between the wall and the window.
New windows looking good. Don't know what you can see, but the bathroom's looking a lot lighter, which is great. In terms of what we went for, the scaffolding's covering most of the light, which isn't helpful, but we went for frosted glass, 2/3, and then non-frosted for the top third. This is that when it's blue skies, that will come straight through, but obviously this is a bathroom, so we do need it covered at the same time. In terms of sash windows and all of that stuff, which I know people will ask, we are in a not as expensive area of London, and we're very aware that there is going to be a ceiling price on our road. So we don't want to invest too heavily into a property that we know isn't our forever home. So I think we're being a little bit cautious, spending and plugging way too much money into this place. So no sash windows, unfortunately, just regular UVPC, but it's okay. They look really good. I, on the other hand, will be getting started with the kitchen. We've now had our house described as both a health hazard and a pigsty by professionals, which is great. So we need to get a little bit better and staying on top of things. I think it's a combination of things. Firstly, we don't have a skip all the time. Secondly, builders are in, we're all doing separate jobs, and I think it just, a lot of mess gets created very quickly and easily. There's random stuff like a cement mixer in the kitchen, but admittedly we could be better at just generally cleaning up after ourselves. There's a lot of empty packets of food, a lot of half-started jobs, and I think they all just need a proper home. So I've got a very fun task of cleaning this house. Now we've got the chimney breasts, stacks, don't know. But thinking about maybe cutting them and keeping them as pot plants. Feel that could be quite cute. So not gonna chuck them just yet. I feel like we could definitely repurpose these to be something cool, so I'm going to take them out. And there we go, kitchen's done. If you're wondering why the floor isn't done, fair question. But also builders are still coming in and out multiple times every single day, so it just, I've done it too many times. I've now learnt my lesson. Don't clean properly, just clean enough. And I think that's pretty good for the kitchen. I'm gonna get rid of this roofing stuff, get rid of these chairs, and then I've got a nice clean walkway. And yeah, happy with that.
I'm so happy cleaning the house. Couldn't be happier. Look at me, just happy, putting rubbish into the house.
Last weekend was my time to cry, and I think this weekend might be Tom's. We're back at Tom's family house now, and as always, finishing cleaning in our house means beginning unloading this side. But that, I think, is pretty much it for this week. We're gonna clean up here, get a week's rest, and then straight back at it this weekend. We're very much looking forward to this upcoming weekend because we have 10 days off work, which means a lot's gonna get done. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to follow along. And we're gonna get cracking, finish this up, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you soon.